Hey YouTube world, we are back once again. Once the camera stops shaking. There we go. Speaking of which, download our podcast with all of the links in the bio. Also, give us a thumbs up, please. Yes, I gave you my stupid smile, so please give us a thumbs up. We talked about Tom Brady in the last episode, but the fascinating case that we're seeing right now is the combination between all these free agent quarterbacks working their way out and the one that nobody saw coming, Teddy Bridgewater. What does Teddy Bridgewater's situation look like? Because the Panthers have been sending a lot of mixed signals over the course of the last few days. Now, the Panthers made a splash with their head coaching hire, going with Matt Rule, but more importantly, Joe Brady from LSU is a fascinating situation. They wanted to pair Burrow with him, but Teddy Bridgewater is the kind of next best thing after Joe Burrow if you're talking about the connecting points with Joe Brady, considering Brady was a lower assistant for 1 year in New Orleans when Bridgewater showed up. They had worked together more often as Brady was not a play caller. Bridgewater was not getting into games. They have a rapport there. So maybe it leads to something for the Panthers, and it's a short-term plug as they continue to figure out what they want to do as they go forward. We see that the Carolina Panthers don't have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. We saw at the end of last year how bad their defense could be once Ron Rivera got fired, and they just did not respond well to the situation. And we're going to see as we progress farther and farther that the Carolina Panthers are distant fourth in the NFC South is the best way I can put it. And Teddy Bridgewater gets his contract, and we've talked a lot on our podcast about the trend of Bridgewatering, the idea where players can go for a season, play back up a team that has a lot of talent, and then use that to springboard themselves to a contract with one of these dumb organizations like the Panthers, or in the case of the Panthers, or in the case of Ryan Tannehill, the Titans signing up for another big-time deal. The situation happens time and time again. We're going to start seeing this as a trend more often. Mariota's trying the same thing. Nick Foles is going to the Bears now to try the same idea. We're going to see Andy Dalton go to the Patriots to try it. We're going to see Jameis Winston maybe get a deal somewhere to try and be a backup and then proceed farther and try and make this big deal. But the trend of Bridgewatering is now fully entrenched in the NFL's rapport. With so much quarterback talent that exists now and players trying to avoid the purgatory of being a clipboard holder and maybe get that one more big contract, we're going to see a lot of players kind of fill those voids with talented rosters, and maybe teams will get smart and recognize that you can make those players good if you put a talented roster on them. Therefore, there's no reason to pay big dollar to lock yourself into a quarterback long term. Let the dumb organizations do that. Let the organizations that can't see another reality other than the one that exists right now make those fundamentally poor decisions to let players walk. But the overarching point is that Teddy Bridgewater began a trend, and Ryan Tannehill probably did it better than Teddy Bridgewater. I know you could argue Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0, and Tannehill went to the AFC Championship game with the Titans. So overall, they're both going to be credited with beginning this new trend called Bridgewatering.